Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the OCE Recap, where we take you on a journey down under and look back at the week. I'm Yummy Cheeseman, and joining me is CJ. After a shaky week 1 from multiple teams, Throwdown OCE League Play Week 2 would be all about proving consistency, with teams and players finding their footing and fighting towards the regional finals.
The stakes were immediately high at the beginning of Day 2, with a fresh-faced Legs Are Silly in a must-win situation against Retirement Home, who are returning from hiatus and full of experience. Immediately kicking off with 2 intense overtimes, the experienced Elusive quickly secured a slew of goals to take Retirement Home to a 2-0 lead. Despite just entering the top 8 in the OCE Championship, Legs Are Silly were able to quickly resurge, with the rookie Sammy scoring some spectacular individual goals. They took the next 2 games and forced the do-or-die Game 5. Legs Are Silly showed that experience does not matter, winning the final match in a 3-2 nail-biter and completing the reverse sweep. Legs Are Silly scored a crucial first win of the season, and Retirement Home were left wondering how they could have let this happen.
Devastated by their loss, Retirement Home would need to pick themselves up against the Tainted Minds roster, trying to reform after an unexpected loss in Week 1. Retirement Home recovered quickly as a back-and-forth game led to a 0-all overtime, but Tainted Minds took the first game after a 1-2 pass and quickly took the reins. A gravity-defying double tap by Kami opened the floodgates into a 6-3 bloodbath for Game 2, and after a marathon day of defeat for Retirement Home, they would end up going down in the final game without recording a single shot on net. Retirement Home left the pitch in low spirits and will be searching for their path to the finals, while Tainted Minds still had their toughest adversary to face. A Battle of Titans would see a confident Tainted Minds in a position to take on the fired-up Chiefs. After a subpar performance last week, Chiefs were looking to come back in a dominant fashion. The beginning of the match would prove incredibly close, with Game 1 being tied at 1 apiece before Chiefs found the winner with just a few seconds remaining. A determined Tainted Minds shook off the early loss, firing quick redirects on net, but unfortunately plagued by inaccuracy, hitting the post multiple times. Chiefs, looking like the best team in OCE, were able to capitalize on their mistakes and quickly secured a 3-0 series win against one of their biggest rivals. Tainted Minds would for the first time be at the bottom of the rankings, while Chiefs would still be out for more blood.
Coming off a stellar performance last week, Jam Gaming took centre stage against Chiefs Esports Club. Jam Gaming looked to overcome the OCE Giants, whilst it was merely another stepping stone on the path to the World Championship for the Chiefs boys. Jam Gaming came out of the blocks with a barrage of shots, however capitalising on these chances proved to be their downfall as they fell 2-0 in the first match. This appeared to be the story of the series, as the battle-hardened Chiefs were able to repel countless attacks, and Jam were only able to score 1 goal for the entire series, falling 3-0. The Chiefs didn't drop a single game in Week 2 of League Play, a worrying proposition for teams to come. As for Jam Gaming, they had to pick themselves back up before facing the might of Darksided.
The most consistent League Play team in Oceania, Darksided, were the next to enter the ring against Jam Gaming, who have another chance to steal a victory from a top contender. Darksided were brutal, coming out with a crushing 7-0 score in the first game, a scary prospect for the rest of the series. Jam were able to take 2 early goals in the next game and grinded out a win in overtime. Darkside found their strategy, and it wasn't long before they were able to dismantle their opposition, closing out the match 3-1. Darksided continue to prove their consistency once again, but may expect to see a resurging Jam Gaming in the playoffs.
The Love Decks came into this final match oozing with confidence as they pushed Chiefs to the limit last week, but their opponents, Legacy Esports, were looking to cement themselves into a top 2 position. Off the back of a whirlwind of pressure from Legacy, Game 1 saw a brace from Sirix in the dying embers of the match to secure an early win. Legacy quickly saw themselves up 2-0 in the series, and, with the Love Deck staring down the barrel of a 3-0, the aerial maestro CJM sealed a late Game 3 winner to suggest that we may be in the midst of a second reverse sweep of the day. A Legacy tirade ensued in Game 4, scoring 6 goals to 1, and ensured the demise of Love Decks. Love Decks left this series with an empty scorecard to their name, crushed by missing such close attempts. The aspiring Legacy boys shot to the top of the ladder as they prepare for the tough weeks to come.
At the end of week 2, Chiefs, Darksided and Legacy Esports showed they have the consistency standing well above the pack. Tainted Minds have fallen from the top and have 4 matches to climb back up, while Legs Are Silly look to make the surprise run. This Sunday, just 4 matches on offer, but with top teams Chiefs taking on Legacy and Scrappers Love Decks against Jam Gaming, we should be in for a treat. Thank you all for watching and stay tuned for more OCE recaps.